Hi. This is Novel Admire. Welcome to my channel. Have fun. Goddess of Ice, reborn as Naruto's twin sister. Chapter 1, Reborn. In a certain village, in a certain house, a woman with tomato red long hair and violet eyes was sitting on a chair, happily stroking her slightly bulging stomach. She was however completely unaware that the soul of an ancient female cultivator is currently in the process of integrating into one of her children. A child that fate never had preordained to be born. Ugh. Where am I? I feel so mortal. How many millennia ago was it since I felt this weak? For now, I should try to assess my current situation. Let's sort through my mind and see what I can find. What is the last thing I can remember? As someone who has reached the highest level of cultivation, our heroine naturally has an absurdly powerful mind, however. Slow. Why are my thoughts so slow? I can't even get a second thought process running smoothly. First my strength and now even my thoughts. This sucks. Well, whatever. I at least managed to remember my last memory before I came wherever the F I am right now. I burned my last few days of lifespan together with my soul to get rid of that annoying demon ancestor, who wanted to harvest my soul after my death. Foo serves that brat right. That happens, when you disrespect your elders. Anyway, in conclusion, I'm 100% dead. So why don't I feel dead? For strong cultivators it isn't completely impossible to survive burning one's remaining lifespan. However, burning the soul usually is a 100% death sentence. Well, first of all, let's try Divine Sense. Great that one seems to be gone as well. Divine Sense is unlocked when someone ascends from being a demigod to being a full-fledged god. Alright, let's take a step back then. Heavenly Sense. Yep, gone. Heavenly Sense is the downgraded version of Divine Sense and is acquired when someone ascends from being an immortal to being a demigod. Next one, I guess. Immortal Sense. Come on, at least give me something I can work with. Yet another downgraded version that marks the difference between a cultivator and an immortal. Apostrophe. Spirit Sense. Sigh. Ha. Although I was expecting this, it's still rather depressing. Guess I will just have to accept that I somehow was downgraded back to immortal. Whatever. This isn't the first time I have overcome ridiculous odds just to emerge victorious at the end. This time I at least don't have any crazy cannibals, demons, cultists, or fanatics breathing down my neck. Well, at least not yet. I managed to rise from mortal to god once, shouldn't be that hard to do a second time. For now, let me check out the situation in a mortal way. Then for the first time in this new life, our heroine did something she hasn't done in a long time. She, instead of using her sense skills to scout the surroundings, attempts to use her eyes just to. What the hell is this weak ass body? I can't even open my eyes. Fail miserably. Okay, calm down. No need to panic. I got this. Smell? Nothing. Sound? Something muffled in the background and a rhythmic booming. Better than nothing, but still not really helpful. Taste? Nope. Touch? I'm swimming? Wait a moment. I'm swimming in something. Most of my five senses don't work. That rhythmic booming. Is that a FING heartbeat? Am I a FING baby? Question mark. And thus starts the story of Yuna Uzumaki, previously known as Yuna Knopagos, Goddess of Ice. Chapter 2, Collecting Information. Okay Yuna, calm down. No need to panic. You just have been reborn as an unborn baby. Nothing special. Right? After stumbling into a new situation, the first step should pretty much always be to gather information. However, as an unborn baby there currently isn't much I can do about that. Listening to my parents' conversations might be useful. Unfortunately, my ears aren't developed enough to do so yet. Guess I'll just do some cultivation for now. So, for the next few weeks, Yuna spent her time meditating. As a fetus it's impossible to strengthen her body or cultivation without the negative percussions, However, refining one's soul is something that can be easily done. No matter how mature a soul is compared to the body, there will be no negative effects on future cultivation. The earlier someone starts, the better. After just 2 months, Yuna managed to get her soul to mature to the age of 3. Her previous experience and superior cultivation technique naturally played a huge role in achieving that kind of ridiculous speed. Now that her soul has slightly matured, she can pretty much still do nothing more than she previously could, except for having access to her mindscape. Usually, someone would need some practice to enter it, however, those that have done so once can easily do it again. This naturally includes Yuna. After just a bit of concentration, she felt the familiar pull on her mind and found herself in her mindscape. A dreary atmosphere. Metal pipes coming out of the walls and ceiling with water slowly dripping out of them. Dirty-looking ground reinforced with brown bricks and a stream of water steadily flowing next to the brick walkway. In other words, a shthole. What's with this shthole? What happened to the vast sprawling mountains of my previous life? My glaciers? My snow-covered forests? As soon as I get my soul to an appropriate level, this whole thing will be renovated. Seriously, what's with this weird physical representation of the soul? Is it like this for everyone here or just for me? Probably for everyone, since I don't think I have even the slightest connection to this. For now, let's explore. Maybe there will be some interesting to find here. Just like this, Yuna started exploring her mindscape. Some people might think of this as redundant. After all, what's the use of exploring your own mind? That is certainly not the case. After all, there are a lot of things your own mind hides from you. And as if to confirm that belief, after just 30 minutes of exploring, Yuna did indeed find something she hasn't noticed before. Something that obviously should be there, but Yuna never thought about the possibility too deeply. That was a connection to another mindscape. Her new mother's mindscape. What a curious thing this is, an unborn child has no mindscape. A soul that young is simply incapable of forming one. I, however, matured my soul even before I was born, something that is usually impossible. After all, no matter how talented a normal child is, it won't be capable of cultivating in the womb. For me, however, this was something easily done. After all, I still have the memories from my past life. And this led to these interesting phenomena. A direct connection between the mindscape of mother and child. Pretty sure this will be lost after the umbilical cord is cut, but for now, let's keep exploring. I might get to see some useful memories from my mother. I might be able to at least find out what kind of level this realm is at. Just like that, Yuna kept walking forward and crossed the border between her own mindscape and her mother's. Unsurprisingly, it had the same sewer look as Yuna's mindscape, confirming her guess that they all look like this. Finding memories inside a mindscape is actually pretty easy. In an unorganized mind, they are pretty much floating around everywhere. The tricky part is finding actually useful memories. Especially if you don't want the other person to notice that you are browsing through their mind. Let's see what we got here. I see Uzumaki clan, huh? Having a big clan as a supporter should be useful. Never mind, they got wiped out. What else do we get? Ramen. Ramen. Again ramen. Ikaraku. What's that? Never mind, it's just a ramen booth. Mother? There is other food than ramen, you know. And why in the world are like half of these memories either eating ramen or remembering how she ate some ramen? What the hell? From these memories, I guess my father is probably this Minato guy. Let me guess, dead as well? Oh? He seems to be alive and quite important as well. Hokage, huh? What a weird title. At least I will get some support in my rise to the top. Ninjutsu.genjutsu.shakur.uk. I'll need a more cohesive explanation instead of some random memories to understand that stuff. All I got is that chakra is this world's spiritual chi. I think. Just like that, Yuna keeps wandering around her mother's, Kashina's, mindscape to get as much information as she can of this weird world whose rules seem to be quite different from her old one. For example, When she saw an 8-year-old kid inside Kushina's memories use the Kawarimi no Jutsu, she almost fainted out of shock. An 8-year-old performing a teleportation technique is already absolutely insane, but swapping two objects through space is a whole other level of ridiculous. While this is considered a basic jutsu, something like flying, which pretty much every cultivator can do, is thought of as almost impossible to do. It will probably still take Yuna a while to get used to this world's common sense. Guess this is pretty much all the information I can get out of this. I don't want to be found out after all. I guess this can be considered a pretty decent harvest. At least I won't be going in completely blind. However, just when Yuna was about to turn around, she felt something she certainly didn't expect to feel and hear. A massive amalgamation of hatred, killing intent, and the energy called chakra. Unlike Kushina's chakra, however, this one felt untamed and violent. Oh? Where does this come from? It feels very powerful, but at the same time, it seems to be suppressed by something. Is there something sealed inside my mother? How curious. Tilda. Just like that, Yuna decides to follow the powerful presence deeper into her mother's mindscape, and after just another 5 minutes of walking she reached its source. A gigantic 9-tailed fox chained to an even more gigantic boulder. Every one of its tails was chained separately to the boulder. The same for each of its legs, arms, and head. Additionally, a stake was priced through the tails, feet, and hands, completely restraining it to the boulder. Chapter 3, Kurama. As soon as Yuna entered the room, the giant fox started staring daggers at her while flooding the whole room with killing intent. Yuna, however, just brushed it off like it was nothing. She felt worse in her previous life. Much worse. Whistle, you are one huge energy construct. Or I guess it should be called chakra construct, huh? I really wonder why someone would seal you inside a human of all places. A little brat? And that hair color. Are you that bitch's daughter? Did she somehow manage to seal me to a new host without me noticing? You better get out of here or I'll tear you to shreds. After seeing Yuna's crimson red long hair, the giant fox immediately started to associate her with its current prison and started blasting the room with even more killing intent. Yuna, however, just treated it like a gentle breeze and started approaching the fox. Oh, so you are sapient. And from that voice, I would guess you are a male, huh? I apologize. I genuinely didn't know that. For your information, I am indeed that bitch's daughter, in case that does refer to Kushina, and no, you are still sealed inside her. I'm just here for a visit, I guess. The fox was slightly taken aback by the little girl pretty much ignoring his killing intent and couldn't help but be slightly curious about her. For now, however, he decided to fish for more information first. Now that I think about it, you can't be her daughter. After all, during her childbirth, I will finally have my chance to get out of this prison. There is no way I would miss such a chance. Who are you really, little girl? A seal that weakens during childbirth. Not really the greatest of concepts, but I guess before I know more about how this world seals work, I can't really make a judgment. More importantly, however, I might have found a goldmine of information with this fox. He clearly isn't a schemer, otherwise, he wouldn't bluntly show off his hostility the moment he sees me. Should I make him more interested in me by telling him a bit about my past? If I can differentiate myself from other humans in this world, I might even get a friendship out of this. F it. Let's probe a bit more and then see how it goes. I don't mind answering all your questions, however, I hope that before I do you could answer 2 questions of my own. How often does Kushina come here, and would you be sharing information about me with her? The fox was yet again taken aback by Yuna's answer. The little girl in front of him clearly looks like Kushina, yet seems to have nothing in common with her except for that. Additionally, it seems she didn't want Kushina to know about her secrets, yet is fine with himself knowing them. The fox's curiosity was sparked even more by that. So, he decided to humor the little girl and see where this goes. She never comes here, and even if she did, I wouldn't talk with her. This was exactly the answer Yuna expected, but she still couldn't help being happy about it. Now she just needs to convince the fox about her origin, and then she will finally get some cohesive knowledge about this world. Well, where to start? First of all, I don't have a name since I haven't been born yet. I do, however, possess memories from my previous life. So, for now, you can simply call me Yuna. Nice to meet you. Are you messing with me? Question mark. An angry roar echoed through the whole room while the killing intent was reignited, washing over Yuna wave after wave. Now, please calm down. Me enduring your presence without any trouble should already show you that I'm not exactly a normal human. He considers that argument for a moment and could indeed get behind it. That doesn't mean he would just accept something as ridiculous as reincarnation as the explanation. I do agree that you are not a normal human and certainly not a normal 3-year-old, however that doesn't mean I believe in you having memories of your past life. Yuna pondered that for a moment and did indeed agree. Just because someone is special doesn't mean he is reincarnated. Luckily, she has an easy way to explain everything. Fair enough, then let me prove it to you. Memory package, a widespread technique that has all kinds of uses. From teaching someone a new cultivation method to proving one's innocence when accused of something. The only drawback is that it is necessary to attach a small part of your soul to those memories, which result in a permanent loss. A small loss she is willing to take to get a reliable ally. Without further ado, Yuna lifts up her left hand and easily cuts it off with her other hand. A stinging pain shoots through her soul, but she ignores it and instead focuses on attaching memories to her freshly cut hand. Her first breakthrough, the first time she joined a sect, her first treasure hunt. Naturally, she doesn't just use positive memories. She didn't believe the fox is naive enough to think she is an innocent wallflower. Her first kill. The first time she takes revenge, her first war, and something the fox should be able to sympathize with. That time she got trapped in another realm for hundreds and hundreds of years. After completing the package, she lightly pushed it towards the fox, who is currently completely dumbfounded by the spectacle in front of him. While the fox was busy digesting the memories, Yuna started reforming her soul. After all, she would rather not permanently lose her hand. She simply took some of her mass and reformed it into a hand. In her physical form that would have been impossible, but as a soul, it is pretty easily done. This resulted in the physical presence of her soul becoming about 6 months younger, but that wasn't much of a loss. Another 5 minutes later the fox reopened his eyes and gave Yuna a rather complicated gaze. He was pretty much certain now that Yuna had memories of her previous life. From what he has seen, she probably has lived an even longer life than he did. He wasn't certain yet where this would go, but he has decided to swallow the bait. A lot of interesting things will happen around her in the future and he wants to be part of that. This should bring some excitement to his life. Kurama. That is my name. You may use it from now on. Ha ha, nice to meet you, Kurama. As I said, you can call me Yuna for now. Just like that, the friendship between the cultivator Yuna and the 9-tailed fox Kurama was born. However, Yuna. What's wrong, Kurama? Was it really necessary to cram all those sex scenes into those memories? Of course. After all, I want you to know what kind of person I am. Ugh, I might have made a mistake. Chapter 4, Preparing for Birth. Come on, Kurama, don't be grumpy now. It was just a little prank. Snort. What do you mean by little? About half of those memories were like that. Each more disturbing than the previous one. I now have all that stuff stuck in my mind for the rest of my life. Instead of repenting in the slightest, a perverted smile appeared on Yuna's face. Something that certainly looked bizarre considering she currently looks like a 2.5-year-old. Hee, I know, right? Especially that last one when I met up with a group of old friends and we started that huge org. Enough. No need to burn it into my mind even deeper. Anyway, I assume you are not here just to tell me how much of a deviant you are, correct? Oh. You're right, I completely forgot about all the other stuff. My previous world worked completely different from this one, so I would like you to tell me all you know about this world. My most important question is, what the hell is chakra? I get that this is the energy that is used to form jutsus and strengthen one's body, but where exactly does it come from? In my previous life, we absorbed the energy of the world into our body and then refined it for later use. Chakra, however, seems to work completely differently. It seems to be generated inside of the body. That is correct. Unlike me, who generates chakra naturally, humans need their physical and spiritual energy together inside their body to form chakra. Then they use either hand seals or their will to form it however they want to. If you want specific knowledge about hand seals or jutsus, then I can't help. That's human stuff. What's wrong? You look a little constipated. Is there something you didn't get? No, it's fine. The explanation was easy to understand. It's just that physical and spiritual energy was also present in my previous life. Considering I already had the soul of a 3-year-old, I obviously already trained my spiritual energy. However, mixing physical and spiritual energy only had one result: painting the room you are currently occupying with your innards and blood through a messy explosion. So, I cannot help but ask again, are you 100% certain that is the correct method? Usually, if someone doubted Kurama like that, he would simply give that person the cold shoulder or even attack. However, since Yuna had a really good reason for that doubt, he decides to answer her properly. Kurama looked deep into her eyes and gave his answer. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Just like that, they kept eye contact for a moment. A few seconds later, Yuna nodded her head with a satisfied smile on her face and gave her answer. All right, I believe you. This, however, only earned her a derisive snort from Kurama, which was answered by a small chuckle from Yuna. Afterwards, Yuna spent a few more hours chatting with Kurama and then went back to her own mindscape to sort through the information she got. Mixing physical and spiritual energy, huh? I really don't want to, but I guess I can't really get around it. I will at least delay it until I am about 2 years old. Can't really start mixing physical energy if there's none. That means that the topic of chakra will be put on the back burner for now. Next is the most important of all problems. I have a twin. I have noticed another person trashing around in my place for a while now, but at this point in time, there is no more doubt about it. I am not alone here, and I will do everything I can to be the first one who gets out of here. I will not permit anyone to call me the little sister no matter what. Period. And the last problem is something that popped up about 5 seconds ago. Someone or something is currently trying to invade both me and my little brother with a foreign chakra. Although it is not malicious, I can more or less understand what this is about. Some kind of destiny, fate, or some kind of inheritance crap like that. Pretty sure I am a regular in this world, so this is probably for my little brother only. And you know what? He can have all of it. I'm really not interested. Luckily, Kurama just explained to me how to move chakra. I might have no idea about hand seals, but willpower is something I have in spades. Guess I'll just try to exert my will on it and push it towards my little brother. Oh? This is easier than I thought. I expected this to be much harder. Oh well, good luck with that little brother. Guess I spent the last few remaining days meditating so I can get my soul back to where it was before. Should probably give Kurama a few visits. He'll probably get grumpy if I don't. Well, even more grumpy than he usually is. Just like that, Yuna spends the last few weeks before her birth and meditation broken up with the occasional visit to Kurama's place. It is currently the day Yuna predicted to be born. Everything was ready, her soul was back to 3 years of age, there were no more foreign chakra invasions, and most importantly, she got into a position to become the big sister. She was currently spending the last few hours as an unborn baby with Kurama, since it will probably be a while before they can talk again. The first thing Yuna noticed when she was back was that Kurama seems to be nervous about something. She had no idea what this was about, but after about 30 minutes of coaxing, Yuna finally managed to have Kurama speak about his problem. Fine, I will put this bluntly, your parents will probably try to stop me from getting away, and if they do, I will not hesitate to use lethal force against them, and as a result, I might kill them. Yuna almost chuckled upon seeing a 20-story tall fox fidgeting around like a nervous child, but for now, she decided to calm his nerves. Ah, so that is what this was about. You thought I might get angry at you for killing my parent. Honestly, I really don't care about that. I might call them my parents, but that is pretty much all there is to it. I don't really know who they are, and I had my fair share of a family in my previous life. I might be angry if I had already bonded with them, however, that is not the case. So, go nuts for all I care. As for my little brother, I don't care about him at all. Whatever. Good luck out there. I will be roaming the wilds for a while. We will probably see each other again someday. I also wish you good luck out there. With these last words, Yuna returned to her mindscape in preparation for her birth, while Kurama prepared himself to finally reclaim his freedom. What both of them didn't know yet is, that they will meet each other again much sooner than they expected. Chapter 5, Being Born. It was finally time for Yuna to get born, and as she had previously planned, she was indeed the first one to be born. As for the birth itself, this was probably one of the most disgusting things I ever went through in my life. Giving birth to a child is something I have experienced multiple times, but actually being the child during the birth is a whole other level of disgusting. Although I can hardly see with these crappy newborn eyes, it seems like my little brother is also born successfully. MHH? What is that? Someone has just yanked me away rather roughly. Careful there, retard, I'm just a baby. Wait, people are screaming? Damn these SHD ears, I can't hear anything properly either. Oi, did you just effing throw me into the air? Are you insane? You better not let me find out who you are, or I'm going to seriously F you up when I'm older. Okay, nice, someone caught me rather softly. Considering I can see some blurry blonde hair, this is probably my father. Good Joe. Toy, don't effing teleport around with a toddler. What's wrong with you? Okay, can someone explain the situation to me? Things seem to have calmed down for now. Both my mother and my little brother are here. Was the intruder repelled? I have no clue. Oh. Father is back. Guess everything went didn't I just tell you not to FING teleport around with a toddler? Isn't that Kurama? Why is he still here? No, more importantly, it seems like he is actively fighting. Why? Didn't he want to run away? Although I'm not entirely sure what's going on, I'm pretty sure both my parents just got shish kebabbed by Kurama. And now Kurama suddenly vanished? Seriously, what is going on? Oh. No way. Did Kurama just got sealed inside me? Ha, what the hell? Guess I'm going to start this new journey with at least one person by my side. Rug, so sleepy. This body is seriously crap. Going to sleep for now and then figure out the next step. After sleeping for a few hours, Yuna finally managed to get her body up and running. The first thing she does is obviously visiting Kurama. However, things seem to be slightly different than the last time they met, because Yuna was currently on the floor laughing like a maniac and holding her belly in an attempt not to die of laughing too hard. Yeah, very funny. Laugh at my misery, will you? I will let you know that I really couldn't do anything in the situation I found myself in. This managed to sober up Yuna quite a bit. After all, she pretty much had no idea what was going on and wanted to understand the situation. Phew. I apologize. That was very unprofessional. Anyway, what exactly happened? The last thing I remember of you was when you told me, we will probably see each other again someday. I also wish you good luck out there. PFFF. Yet again Yuna collapsed on her knees in laughter. It went so far, that even her soul felt some pain from laughing too hard. Kurama meanwhile decided to pretend the insane little girl that was currently dying of laughter wasn't there and he was just hallucinating. Okay, sorry, I got it under control now. Chuckle Chulfu, please tell me what exactly was going on there. Due to my crippled senses, I could barely understand anything that happened. And so Kurama started explaining what happened. Yuna's rather uneventful birth. The intruder with the weird mask. Kurama being enslaved by something called the Sharingan. However, the moment Kurama mentioned being manipulated by the Sharingan, the atmosphere around Yuna immediately changed. The leisure smile was gone, instead, it was replaced by a smile that oozes anger and killing intent. In fact, Yuna's whole mindscape was overflowing with killing intent. The slowly flowing stream of water was turned crimson red as every single drop of water was corrupted by killing intent. The pipes bent under the overwhelming pressure and the ground under Yuna's feet caved in, forming a huge crater. Just as quickly as the pressure came, it vanished, as if nothing happened. I'm sorry about that. I just really don't like it when someone forces their will on someone else due to some kind of brainwashing. I lost control over my emotion there for a moment. Kurama, however, didn't answer. No, he couldn't answer. That single moment when Yuna unleashed her true feelings was enough for him to understand one thing: he was utterly outclassed by her. Considering what he has experienced so far, Kurama thought that he was at least on the same level as Yuna. However, now that he has experienced what her killing, as expected. You finally realize how awesome I am. After finishing that sentence, Yuna started to go through all kinds of different bodybuilder poses, showing off how awesome she was. Considering Yuna's soul was only 3 years old, every single one of them looked absolutely ridiculous. Most people would probably laugh at her antics. Kurama, however, understood what she was doing. I see, she is alone in this world, so rather than pretending to be some kind of invincible deity, she would rather pretend to be a flawed human with a superiority complex. Like this, she can at least build some connections. Upon seeing that Kurama seemingly understood her, Yuna naturally became elated and answered her immediately. As expected of you, Kurama, you immediately understand my true goal. There is no need to deny it. I can understand what you are thinking just by taking a single glance at you. You truly understand me. My goal has always been obvious to you. It is as you have expected. I want to build a new harem. What? Huh? Chapter 6, How to Proceed. Anyway, what happens afterward? Right, let's get this conversation back on track. Basically, I was summoned straight in the middle of Konoha and was forced to go on a rampage. After fighting for a while, the Jinjutsu was stopped. Unfortunately, I was still in the middle of Konoha when that happened, so before I knew what was going on, I was already bound by the bitch's chains. Chains? What do you mean exactly? And is it necessary that you call her bitch all the time? Yes, it is, and no clue about the chains. It has something to do with the Uzumaki bloodline. They can generate chains that somehow can suppress chakra. Oh? Good stuff. I need to find out how to do that, anyway, after being tied up by the chains. Kinky. Your father tried to seal me into you and your brother, so I tried to stop him by killing your brother. Oh my, so heartless. Unfortunately, your parents both jumped into my attack and then somehow still managed to split me up and seal me away. I see, that's probably the reason why you were smaller than you were the last time I saw you. From the feeling, I'm getting your pure yin chakra. I guess my brother got the yang half then. Correct. Well, that won't do. Pure yin or yang is rarely a good thing. Guess I'll need to create something so you can exchange half of your chakra with the half that's stuck inside my little brother. Does that really matter? I don't feel any problems. No problems? There are tons of problems. Your chakra is already ridiculously violent, and having a yin-yang imbalance certainly doesn't make it better. Additionally, your chakra is heavily corrupted by hatred. Without being in balance with yourself, it will be impossible to refine that out of your body. Wait. That's possible. On your own probably not, but with my help, it should be possible to slowly refine your chakra. Considering how much chakra and hatred you have, this will take quite a lot of time. Before we can even start, however, I'll need to get you out of that cage. Then I'll design some seal to exchange chakra with your other half, and only after that can we start the process. You said that rather casually, but did you say you will get rid of the cage? As in you will remove the seal? Well, yeah. From what I understand, you are pretty much hardwired to my chakra network, so I can't let you out of my body, but there is no reason for you to stay caged up the whole time. Aren't you afraid I will attempt to get out of you forcefully if the seal is gone? I don't tell lies, Kurama, and I have already said it once, I trust you. What Yuna didn't know is that these simple 3 words had quite the impact on Kurama. He has lived a pretty long life, and during all that time the only people that had any form of trust for him were his family members. Yuna, not only telling him that she trusts him but even being willing to put that trust to the test without questions had a deep meaning for him. For the first time in a long time, Kurama decides to put his trust in a human. Meanwhile, in Konoha's biggest building, 3 men were discussing the fate of the twins. An orphanage. I can somewhat understand them being at an orphanage until we decide which clan is supposed to raise them, but why would we have them stay there permanently? Both of them have the potential to become Konoha's strongest weapon. They need to be trained from an early age on. This was said by the youngest person in the room. He had black hair, a pineapple-looking haircut, 2 scars on the right side of his face, and wore the Konoha standard flak vest. Shikakunara, the advisor of the Hokage. There is currently nothing we can do about that. They aren't ninjas, so they fall under the jurisdiction of the Civilian Council. This was said by an old man with a cross-shaped scar on his chin, a bandage around the right side of his head that covers his right eye and his right arm in a cast. Danzo Shimura, one of Konoha's elders and head of the Root organization. Civilians? How can a Jinshu Uriki be considered a civilian Danzo? The man speaking this time had a white goatee, liver spots on the left side of his face, and a hat that had fire written on it. The freshly reinstated Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi. I just said how it is and there is nothing we can do about it, Hiruzen. Sigh. I should have disbanded that council when I had the chance to do so after the last war. Fine, but I want at least one Anbu watching each of the twins at all times. If it is like this, then at least no one will find out that Minato had children. Konoha would probably be filled to the brim with assassins if that kind of info got out. Everything about the twins will from now on be an S-class secret. They are just some orphans that lost their parents during the Kyuubi attack. Is that understood? Hi. Dismissed. Back at his Root headquarters, Danzo couldn't help but smirk a little at how easy his plan succeeded. When he leaked the information that Kushina was pregnant and that she would give birth soon, he only thought that he would get his hands on the Kyuubi. He naturally had a loyal container ready for it. However, things went completely different than he anticipated. To be more precise, they went much better than he had expected. Minato was dead. That means the cage hat will finally be his. The Kyuubi was controlled by a Sharingan and the people noticed that. That means the people of Konoha would be even more suspicious of the Uchiha clan. It wouldn't be long before he can finally get rid of that clan just like he did with the Senshu. Konoha doesn't need a clan that towers over the others. Although there still is the Hyuga clan left. Luckily, they are way too busy praising themselves and enslaving their own clan members to even notice that no one cares about their opinion anymore. It is a bit of a pity that the Kyuubi wasn't sealed in the vessel he prepared, but the current situation is pretty good as well. After a year or two, he will spread the rumor that those two are the Demon Fox. An incredible stupid rumor, no doubt, but the civilians will swallow it up without a doubt. Sooner or later the twins will be completely isolated, and that is the moment he swoops in. A few kind words. A promise of power. And before Hiruzen even notices what's going on, they will be loyal to Danzo. Unfortunately for Danzo, he hasn't expected the appearance of a certain cultivator that really, really doesn't give a sht what people around her think about her. Chapter 7, Change of Treatment. Yuna was defeated. Completely outclasses. Just when was the last time that she felt like there was no path to victory? Now, one might ask what exactly defeated her. Nasan, let's play. This is what defeated her. Her little brother's cuteness. She simply can't say no to that sunshine-like smile and those big blue eyes. The first time Naruto gave her the puppy eyes, she almost had a heart attack. Okay, Tilda. I'm coming. Oi, what happened to your dignity? Dignity? There is nothing shameful about playing with a little kid. When I had children in my previous life, I always played with them as well, no matter how silly it looked. No need to act all high and might in front of children after all. Yeah, whatever. More importantly, have you noticed? The looks, right? The other children have been avoiding Naruto and me while the adults seem to grow more and more hostile. They better not hurt my little brother or I might have to accidentally assassinate a few of them. Cough. Assassination aside, I really wonder what's going on. Kurama, you really don't understand humans, do you? It's rather obvious that someone is plotting something in the dark. Of course, I don't understand them. After all, I have no interest in them either. What do you mean by someone is plotting something? What makes you think that? Think about it, Kurama. My father was the Hokage and I have you sealed inside of me. My brother and I probably have this village's greatest potential, yet here we are clowning around in an orphanage. And suddenly people start avoiding us despite us having no conflict with them at all. I bet when the two of us are completely isolated from everyone in the orphanage, our savior will appear and with all of his benevolence will adopt the two isolated orphans, which will turn the orphans completely loyal to that savior. What a joke! Humans are disgusting. True. That's just how we are. We cheat, we lie, we kill, and all of that we do for what we perceive to be the greater good. Killing a child is horrible, but killing a child for the greater good of Konoha is perfectly fine. I have lived for a long time and it has pretty much always been like this. And you know what, Kurama? I'm pretty sure I know who is responsible for our encounter with the greater good. The puppet, huh? Indeed, the puppet. Of the three people that are constantly watching us, he is the most suspicious. The two people that still have their emotions are probably only here to watch over this village's Jinchurikis. The one without emotions, however, is probably here to see when we break. Someone who is willing to break their subordinate's emotion shouldn't have any qualms using this kind of method. So, what should we do? That's a rather weird question, Kurama. What can we do? I'm just 2 years old. I can circulate my chakra by now, but that really doesn't help the current situation. For now, we can only wait. I won't break no matter what the other side plans to do, and as long as I am by his side, Naruto won't break either. For now, we lay low and wait. Is there really nothing else we can do? Well, if I could get my hands on the hinge no jutsu, I could do a lot of things. Unfortunately, Kushina's memories only gave me the name and nothing else. If I could transform into an adult, I would have already been out of here months ago. Sigh, so we wait. Yup, we wait. Nasan, something feels wrong? After hearing Naruto's troubled voice, Yuna immediately put her whole attention on him. After constantly growing her soul and reaching the age of 10 with it, it has become easy for her to have multiple thoughts going in parallel. When there is something troubling Naruto, however, she usually fully concentrates on him, even when she would like to retort to Kurama's silently whispered doting "Grandma Tsukumi," she doesn't do so. Oh? What do you mean, Naruto? Anno, I'm not sure. It's just like it feels like the other people suddenly don't like me anymore. Alright, assassination it is. Wait. What happened to waiting? Ha ha, I was just joking? Why is that a question? Okay, fine, no assassination for now. I don't know, Naruto. Maybe you played a prank on them and now they are angry? To Yuna's surprise, Naruto actually started blushing and started to look at the ground. Wait, seriously? What did you do, Naruto? Don't worry, I won't get angry, I'm just curious. Naruto looked even more guilty, but since his big sister asked him, he decided to just tell her. Naruto believed that when she said she won't get angry, then she really won't get angry no matter what he has done. I put liquid soap into the toothpaste of all the adults. Fa ha cough cough ha ha, you cough while right, ha ha cough, not funny at all, he he cough. Just don't do it again, okay? I'm sure they will forgive you very soon since it was just a little prank. Okay, Ne-san. And I'm sorry. Seeing how guilty and sad Naruto looked, Yuna immediately started to pat his head so he doesn't feel guilty for long. And just after a few seconds of petting, Naruto gave her one of his sunshine-like smiles and went off to another room. Your little brother is a demon, yup, he will probably become a nightmare for this village when he gets older. Are you fine with that? Yeah, no problem. As long as his pranks don't become malicious, it's fine. Planning pranks will be good training for his future as a ninja as well, so everything is good. And just like that, another year passed inside the orphanage. At this point in time, everyone in the orphanage ignores the twins. The only reason no one dared to attack them with physical force so far is that the first time a situation escalated, Yuna appeared and stared down the aggressor like a lioness willing to fight to the death to defend her cubs. That quickly stopped anyone from having any bad ideas. This naturally also increased the animosity people have against her, but Yuna couldn't care less about that. Now, however, Naruto and Yuna were standing in front of the orphanage. Naruto looked like he had no idea what just happened, while Yuna was completely dumbfounded by the current situation. Did they just kick us out of the orphanage? That seems to be the case. They do realize that if either of us gets close to death, the big, bad Kibai will go on a rampage, don't they? I don't think they do. Sigh, whatever. Like this, I will at least have more freedom to act on my own. Guess the next step is getting my hands on the Hench no Jutsu. We might have to live on the streets for a few weeks, but there currently is nothing I can do about that. Ne-san. What is going on? Sigh. On top of all of this, I need to make some space in my schedule for the assassination. Oh well, I will manage somehow, don't worry Naruto. Just trust your Ne-san and every problem will be solved. After hearing Yuna's answer, Naruto gave her another sunshine-like smile. Okay Ne-san. I believe you. Geez, my little brother is seriously the cutest. Chapter 8, Hench no Jutsu. This is really annoying. Guess I can't stay completely hidden anymore. No choice but to reveal one of my cards. Naruto, do you want to play something? Yes. What do we play? Let's play ninja. Our mission is to get out of the village without being seen by anyone. Naruto's eyes immediately sparkled with excitement after hearing the game rules. After all, in Konoha pretty much every young boy wants to be a ninja. So, playing ninja and even having a mission will naturally be exciting. Without further delays, Yuna started the mission. Considering no one was actively looking for them and that even when someone saw them for a moment they would probably not react, the mission was pretty easy. With Yuna's lead and Naruto more or less following her, they managed to get out of the village and reached a place called Training Ground 3. This should do. Good job Naruto. Mission success. Yes. We did. Damn, he is so cute. Anyway, time for step 2. I'm going to go into the bushes over there for a moment Naruto. Please wait here. Okay, do you need to take a dump? Wow, that wasn't cute at all, ha ha ha. Shut up. Stupid fox. Naruto, there are things you can say and things you can't say. Guess which case this was. While talking, Yuna approached Naruto with a friendly smile on her face and casually put her hand on his shoulder. Naruto, however, felt like a mountain just fell on him. His face was pale while cold sweat was pouring down his back. Things I can't say. Yuna gave him a nod of approval and started walking towards the forest. Naruto quickly wiped away the sweat from his forehead while realizing something new. Ne-san can be very scary. Yuna meanwhile was walking deeper into the forest while keeping an eye on who is following her. Just as she expected, the puppet decided to stay with Naruto, while only the normal guard followed her. After walking far enough into the forest, she stopped and looked at her guard's current position. "Come out, we need to talk." For a split second, Yuna could feel the guard's emotions fluctuate before quickly calming down again. Instead of revealing himself, he decided to change position. However, he quickly realized that no matter where he went, Yuna's eyes would always follow him. With a bit of resignation on his face, he then decides to just show himself properly, even if it will earn him a scolding from his superior later on. "How did you detect me?" Yuna only rolled her eyes at that question. "I'm friends with the Kyuubi and that's why I can sense emotions. Additionally, I have memories from my past life where I learned counterespionage." Not the greatest option for an answer. When there are three people constantly watching you, you sooner or later notice their gazes. More or less the truth and no lies. The best way to misdirect someone. Additionally, what do you mean by three people? Hook, line and sinker. Time to return some fire at whoever is scheming against us. Yeah, three people. You, your buddy, and that guy that feels like I am being looked at by a lifeless doll. I wonder if that is enough of a hint. The only question remaining is whether these guys know about the puppet maker or not. Oh? He seems to have realized something but doesn't want to show it. Good enough for me. Anyway, that's not why I wanted to talk with you. Teach me the hinge no jutsu? Hey. Why? This earned him another eye roll from Yuna. We just got kicked out of the orphanage and 2 3-year-old children can't really buy groceries and stuff on their own. So, I need the hinge to transform into an adult to do the shopping. Isn't that a weird leap in logic? Shouldn't your first idea be to ask an adult for help? Another eye roll. And which adult are two orphans supposed to ask in this kind of situation? Should I just straight up walk to the Hokage himself and demand him to adopt us? Since you're guarding us anyway for whatever reason, you might as well help out by teaching me a simple academy level jutsu. He really wanted to say something about the Hokage comment. After all, the Hokage would without a doubt support the twins. He wouldn't adopt them, but giving them some money and a flat probably wouldn't be out of the question. After all, they are the village's Jinchuricus. However, there is no way he can say that now. The twins having people watching them all the time is already suspicious, but the Hokage personally stepping in is on a completely different level. The twins aren't allowed to know about the Kyuubi for now, and giving them preferential treatment like that might make them suspicious. He had no idea what exactly Yuna was planning with just the hinge. After all, she doesn't even have any money, but for now, he will just teach the basics to her. It's not like she will just learn it instantly, after all. This should give him some time to talk with the Hokage and solve the current problem. Having the village's Jinchuricus living on the streets is certainly not a good idea. Fine, whatever. I will teach you the basics, the rest is on you. The hand seals are dog, boar, and ram. Then you hold the ram seal and push your chakra into it while imagining what you want to transform into. That is all there is to it. Don't get frustrated if it doesn't work the first time. Especially the visualization part gives most p. Hinge no jutsu. Poof, Yuna vanished inside the smoke cloud, and as soon as it was gone, the 3-year-old Yuna was replaced by a mature beauty in her 20s. She had crimson red hair with ice blue highlights, forming a mysterious looking contrast of color. She had deep violet colored eyes and her body was well rounded at all the right places. She was currently moving around her arms and legs with curiosity written all over her face. Oh my, this is certainly an interesting feeling. It feels like I am still in my body, but at the same time, I'm not in my own body. Truly curious. The guard however didn't say anything. No, he couldn't say anything. It was a good thing that he was wearing a mask, otherwise insects might have flown into his wide open mouth. Succeeding the hinge on the first try isn't weird. Succeeding in this case usually means that the user transforms into something. It certainly doesn't mean that the person who uses it transforms into a 100% authentic looking human. If he hadn't seen her transform just now, he would certainly not notice that Yuna was using a henge. And she was only 3 years old. What a monster! Yuna naturally saw how shocked the guard was, but she couldn't care less. Due to her bloodline and Kurama's influence, her chakra was growing at a mad pace, so she is constantly circulating it through her body to keep her chakra control as perfect as possible. Yuna hates nothing more than not having every single part of her body 100% under control. That naturally includes her chakra. She has no idea if the people in this world do it the same way or have some special training methods, but that doesn't really matter to her for now. As long as it works, there is no problem. She only needs the proper training method after Naruto turned 5 years old, which should be the appropriate age to start training without crashing one's foundation. Her current training method might work for her, but she didn't think that a normal 5-year-old could actively control the chakra in his whole body. As for the visualization part, that was a joke to her. Like every cultivator, she learned how to do battle meditation. A state of mind that lets someone perfectly recall an enemy they once fought and perfectly simulate the fight in her mind. Considering the heavy downgrade her mind got, that is no longer possible, but just imagining the person you want to turn into is naturally child's play. With a satisfied expression, she cancelled the hinge and walked out of the forest to return to Naruto's side, while leaving a dumbfounded guard behind. It's finally time to get more active. About time. I was about to be bored to death. Chapter 9, Is Ramen Addiction Inherited? Well, that went reasonably well. Although I had to show off my ability to sense people, that should be an adequate payment for finally being able to move around freely. I also showed off my talent by transforming on the first try, but I think that should be reasonable for the daughter of the Hokage. Naruto, let's go back into the city. We still need to find a place to sleep for tonight. A place to sleep? Aren't we sleeping at the orphanage? Nay, I'll get us a better place for tonight, okay? I am hungry as well, Nei-san. Hi indeed, I wouldn't say no to a meal either. While walking back into the village, Yuna was already planning the next course of action. Probably should get some simple makeup to hide our whiskers. Well, Naruto's whiskers, I can just use the henge. As for money, I'll just do some pickpocketing. 1 or 2 wallets should be enough to last us long enough for me to get some proper income. I only need to make sure that the 3 stalkers don't notice anything. Shouldn't be too hard since they usually stay far away. Luckily it was already getting darker, which makes it much easier for the twins to move around unnoticed. While walking, Yuna was keeping her eye open for possible prey. She wanted to find a rich-looking civilian that had no ninja escort following him around. After another 30 minutes of searching, she found someone suitable. She did another quick scan of her surrounding to make sure no ninjas were nearby and then walked past the person. She smoothly opened his money purse, took out some money and resealed it. She could have naturally stolen the whole thing, but that was too noticeable. Like this, it will take much longer for the person to notice that someone stole from him, and he might not even notice it at all, which would be the best case scenario. Easy prey. Are you sure you really were a cultivator in your past life and not a thief? That didn't look like something you did for the first time. I didn't start at the top, you know. I do all kinds of questionable things before I reach the top of the food chain. I noticed that. Yuna quickly led Naruto into a silent alley and stopped there. Hey Naruto, I completely forgot to tell you, but I learned a really cool ninja trick. I can teach you as well, but only if you tell no one about it. Naruto's eyes immediately started shining like 2 suns after hearing the words ninja trick, and he got even more excited that Yuna would teach it to him. As soon as Yuna finished speaking, Naruto started eagerly nodding his head. Please teach it to me. I swear I will tell no one about it. Ha ha, okay, calm down. I will show it to you now and will teach it to you tomorrow. How about that? It's already late after all. Alright. Now show it to me. I want to see it. Okay, here I go. Hinge no jutsu. Yet again Yuna disappeared and reappeared in her adult form. Meanwhile, The sparkling in Naruto's eyes got even more intense. He was just about to open his mouth to say something when Yuna's hand appeared on his mouth to stop him from speaking out loud. SHH, a secret. Remember? Although you can't transform like me yet, I can still help you look different. Would you like that? Naruto gave her another eager nod. Alright, wait here for 5 minutes, I need to buy a few things, okay? Sure Ne-san, I will wait. Yuna's first stop was the makeup store. Yuna naturally had no idea how this world's money works, which would make it really easy to scam her. However, the easiest way to prevent getting scammed is acting like you know what you are doing. Walk with confidence, quickly get the product you want like you had bought it a million times, and then don't linger around to make it clear you are in a hurry. Just like that, Yuna got herself a basic makeup set for 1200 ryo and a pair of glasses without sight correction for 1000 ryo, information that doesn't help her understand the value of this currency in the slightest. She still had about 5000 ryo left, so it probably wasn't that expensive, right? Anyway, she quickly made her way back to Naruto and applied the makeup, and put the glasses on him. This should be enough for now. Truth be told, I don't even know if the people in the village know what we look like. Rather safe than sorry, I guess. Well, Naruto, let's grab something to eat now. I know a place that should suit your taste. If I remember correctly, it was called Ecchi ramen. Since my mother was addicted to this stuff, Naruto probably likes it as well. The disguise seems to work as intended, since even after asking someone for the way, there was no suspicion in the other person's face. Guess that isn't surprising. People probably only know our hair color and the whiskers. There is no way they would think about a pair of twins when they see an older woman walking around with a young child. After another 10 minutes of walking, they reach Ecchi ramen, and Naruto seems to already be in a trance just standing in front of it. Can a food addiction be transferred from parent to child in this world? Well, what are you waiting for, Naruto? Let's go in. Welcome to my shop. The name's Tuki. What can I get you? Miso pork ramen. Was what Naruto answered, like he had prepared for that question all his life. What the hell? Was the ramen addiction really passes from mother to son? I will take the same. Alright. 2 miso pork ramen coming right up. The ramen was quickly prepared, and after just waiting for 10 minutes, 2 bowls of piping hot ramen were placed in front of them, and the twins started eating. Damn, this is pretty good. Especially if you compare it to the stuff we got at the orphanage. As long as you don't start eating like Naruto, everything is fine. Yuna gave Naruto a glance and saw him pretty much inhaling the food. She could only shake her head at that. Seems like I have to teach him some table manners when we have time. For a reason unknown to Naruto, a shiver went through his spine, but he decided to ignore it in favor of stuffing more delicious ramen into his mouth. The moment he finished the portion, however, he felt like someone has just taken away his most precious thing. He immediately started giving Yuna puppy eyes. You sure are a glutton, huh? Fine, since today is a good day, you can eat as much as you want. Yes. Bostaki another bowl. Coming right up. After Naruto finished off his 10th bowl of ramen somehow, it was time to leave and find a place to sleep. Yuna decided not to bother too much about it and booked a simple hotel room for one day. Tomorrow she would start looking for something more permanent and would start her plans to get a proper source of income. Chapter 10, Teaching Naruto. Like every day, Yuna woke up very early. The combination of her bloodline and Kurama's chakra heavily reduced her need for sleep, making it possible for her to only sleep about 4 hours and still be well rested. Like every morning, she went through her usual training routine. She floods her whole body with chakra, stimulating every single muscle in the body while simultaneously keeping tight control over every single bit of chakra in her system. An absolutely insane exercise that trains both her chakra control and her body. After an hour, with her whole body completely drenched in sweat, she stops the exercise and instead spends some time meditating to increase her spiritual energy. If a normal 3-year-old went through that kind of routine every morning, she would probably end up crippled by the age of 11, But how could Yuna consider be a normal 3-year-old? She has perfect control over every aspect of her body. She had hundreds and thousands of years of experience in training her body. She knew exactly how far she could push herself without dealing any permanent damage to herself. Well, time to get us a flat to live in. Might as well make a trip to the library to get more information about the village. I also need to do some research of what is currently popular for my money-making schemes. Just as Yuna finished sorting her thoughts, a still sleepy-looking Naruto entered the room. Morning, Ne-san. Oh. Good morning, Naruto. Ready to learn your first jutsu? That immediately woke him up. Yes, yes, yes. Show me how to do it, Ne-san. Just when Yuna was about to start the explanation, however, someone knocked on the door. That's probably breakfast. Let us eat and then we can start. Yuna quickly transformed into her adult form to receive the breakfast and opened the door. After a quick breakfast, Naruto was eager to start learning his first jutsu, so Yuna quickly started her explanation on how it works. Unfortunately, a big problem came up. Ne-san, what's a chakra? Damn, I forgot about that. I don't think the explanation will be much help for Naruto. Maybe I can just inject a little bit of chakra into Naruto so he understands what it feels like. By the way, didn't you say you will start his training when he's 5? Oh my, to think you would care about another human. I'm so proud of you. Snort. As for Naruto's training, I've decided to at least start teaching him some method to improve his chakra control. Since his reserves increase at the same pace as my own, it becomes harder and harder to control it. If I were to start teaching him at age 5, it would be a lot of work to reach a decent level. Didn't you say your method is too complex? It is. That's why I came up with something simpler. Okay, Naruto, just close your eyes and try to feel something moving inside your body. I will inject a little bit of my chakra near your stomach. Try to concentrate on that place. Although it took a while, about an hour later Naruto managed to get a feel for his own chakra. As expected of my little brother, he is a genius. Do you even know whether that was fast or slow? Nope, no clue. Good job, Naruto. Learning how to create and move your chakra is the first step in becoming a ninja. Do you want to give the hinge a try now? Remember, push the chakra into the ram seal and imagine what you want to transform into. Okay, Ne-san, I can do it. Naruto slowly started to go through the correct hand seals and then started putting his chakra into it. Massive amounts of chakra started leaking out of Naruto as he tried to inject it into his hands. That's around 50 times as much as necessary, huh? Not really surprising. For the two of you, that is still just a drop in the ocean, that's true. Considering how little chakra this needs, it will probably be pretty hard for Naruto to learn to use this jutsu efficiently. A few seconds later a smoke cloud appeared and then disappeared to reveal Naruto having transformed into something. It somehow could be considered human looking. Well, it had 4 limbs and 1 head at least, however, the proportions were very off. One arm was significantly bigger than the other 2. Yes, the other 2. One of its legs became an arm somehow, while the face looked like someone pressed random during the character creation. Naruto quickly noticed that something felt off and cancelled the transformation. He immediately felt disappointed in himself for not doing it correctly, but those thoughts were quickly stopped when he heard Yuna chuckling. What, you thought you would just get it at first try? This is actually one of the jutsus you need to know to graduate from the Ninja Academy. You have already been able to transform, which is actually pretty good. Now you just need to work on imagining what you want to transform into. I would advise you to start with transforming small parts of your body first before trying a full transformation. Naruto couldn't help but blush a little. After all, he really thought he would get it on the first try. He, however, quickly recovered when Yuna started praising him and gave her a happy smile, but then he noticed that something seems to be off. After thinking about it for a moment, he realized what the problem was. Ne-san, you said it was something ninjas need to graduate, but can't you already do it perfectly? Ha ha, That's because your Nasan is a genius. You are truly shameless. What else am I supposed to tell him? I might tell him about my past life one day, but certainly not while he is just 3, fine, whatever, but I still pronounce you as completely shameless no matter the reason. Well, can truly deny that, can I? Amazing. So Nasan is a genius, sigh my cute little Naruto is so pure. I need to make sure he doesn't get corrupted. Aren't you the greatest source of corruption? Shut up, stupid fox. No one asked you. Oh, getting angry because you know I'm right, huh? No comment. Naruto, there is a good training method you can use that will make it easier for you to learn jutsu later on. Are you interested? How could he not be interested? He started eagerly nodding his head. Of course, I want to know. Teach me, teach me. Yuna quickly prepared an empty bowl and filled it up with water. This was the chakra control exercise she came up with. Okay Naruto. This is what you have to do. I want you to cloak one of your fingers with your chakra and then dip it into the water. Your goal is to protect your finger from getting wet while generating as few ripples as possible. Yuna quickly put some chakra into her finger and then dipped it into the water. After stirring the water for a few seconds, she pulled her finger out and put it onto a nearby piece of paper to show that it indeed wasn't wet. After you learned how to do it, add more of your fingers until you can do it with your whole hand, and sooner or later you can do something like this. This time Yuna cloaked her whole hand in chakra and put it back into the water. This time however she grabbed the water and took a big bubble of water out of the bowl, holding it in her hand like it was a water balloon. Pretty cool, huh? Amazing. So, I just need to train like that, and then I will be able to form a water ball like this? Correct. However, this is not easy, so don't be discouraged if you can't do it quickly. Ha ha, alright, I'll do it. How to make a young child go through a tedious and boring exercise. Show him something fun he can do with it. Are you a demon? Funny thing for you to say, Mr. Demon Fox. I will be going out for a while Naruto. I still have a few things to do. I'll be back for dinner. Naruto only gave her an absent-minded nod while trying to concentrate on coating his finger in chakra. Well then, let's solve the problem of our living arrangements, shall we? Hi. This is Novel Admire. Thanks for the visit. Come back again for more novels.